Hey guys, this is Pharaoh2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. There goes my phone. Last time we left off, we learned that, for whatever reason, Karen Jensen was apparently an accomplice to the conductor. Apparently she said something about watching out for Granny, so there must be something we'll probably find out later. But we also found out the murder weapon must be the auctioneer's gavel, and now they're trying to look for it. See if we can find it. Order in the court. Prosecutor Von Karma, your report, please. I have bad news. We've searched every inch of the Grand Tower, but the auction gavel was nowhere to be found. Ugh! That is most unfortunate. It seems I am left with no choice but to pronounce a verdict. Well, it sure seems that way, you know. Normally, you wouldn't commit a blunder like that, like leaving behind a murder weapon, you know. The best criminals would never do something like that, you see. Ugh! I don't have enough information. Is this as far as I go? Yes, it's a shame, you know. But it can't be helped, you see. This takes me back, you know. All those defendants who came to me asking for a plea bargain, they trusted me, you know. Told me every one of their dirty little secrets, you see. And when it came time for the trial, I'd get them sentenced to life in prison. They were all completely dumbstruck, you know. Each and every one of them. Oh, how I wish you all could have seen it, you know. The stupid look on their faces. I shall hereby announce my verdict. Please humbly accept the words of the law. There's nothing more I can do. With this, both Kay and I are screwed. Okay. If only we had some evidence. I never thought I would be passing judgment on you like this. Is this the end? This is the end. My oh... Did I sing that already? The defendant, Blaise the Best. I hereby indict you. What? What? Oh? What's gotten into you all of a sudden? I have here documents regarding a certain case. The IS-7 incident. A case that happened 18 years ago. Documents, you say? Why would you suddenly... Wait! You don't mean... On the day of the crime, the record of the keycard being used was because... I came to this room to fetch these documents, of course. Although, when I entered the meeting room, it seems it was before the black market auction had begun. At first, I told you that I came to gather documents about you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. At that time, I simply could not tell you the truth. What? Hey, I like George Courtney now. I was actually starting to like her now during this case, and I'm starting to feel very bad for Sebastian here. What are you doing, Justine? Why are you indicting Pops? Without any basis, this is slander! Oh. Well, that was a wonderful remark, Sebastian. Huh? Really? Of course there's a basis. During the case 18 years ago, Prosecutor Manfred von Karma fabricated him information regarding the body. That was because the body of the sculptor Isaac Dover had been stolen. Papa fabricated information about a body? What do you mean? Oh, come on, Francisco. You know your father was well, he is a jackass, and I think was. I don't know if he's dead or not. Detective Blaise, who handled the initial investigation, reported that the body had gone missing. However, in order to deceive Prosecutor Von Karma, there's a person who purposely did not report to him that the body had disappeared. What? What did you say? That person would not forgive those who defied him, nor would he allow others to hold power. He would use any means necessary in order to bend others to his will. And then, almost 18 years ago, Director Young was ordered by a certain individual to write a fake autopsy report. Dr. Young was the one who wrote the autopsy report for the IS-7 incident? Please wait, Granny didn't do anything wrong. She was ordered by that person. She had no choice but to obey. That person? That person was the chief prosecutor at the time. None other than... Mr. Asshole! The chief prosecutor 18 years ago. You don't mean... The chief prosecutor who gave Papa his first penalty. It was none other than you, Blaise the Best. Wow. I did not expect it to go... I know people said that like every single case was connected, but I did not know it was connected that much. Wow, okay. What are you saying? Pops would never do something like that. Sebastian, we do not need your opinion right now. Blaise the Best, do you have a rebuttal? Fabricating stuff about the body. Von Karman did all that on his own, you know? Falsifying the autopsy report? Young, you would actually do something like that? Man, you really did do some terrible things behind my back, you know? Seeing as how all the parties concerned are here today, we should ask them directly. Please wait, Granny is... Ouch! Granny, I'm sorry, I knew. That's why I... Yep, because if I didn't, he said he would expose you. If I didn't assist in the crime, Granny would be prosecuted. That's what that man, the conductor, told me. Oh boy. So Miss Jensen was being threatened. Was the conductor who threatened you Blaise the Best? That... I don't know. The person who threatened me was an auction conductor. They do have similar physiques, but I never saw the person's face. Any trivial things is fine. Give us the characteristics that could be a clue. Well, that's right! The conductor's mask is exposed just a tiny part of his face. There was a tattoo there, I'm sure of it. He had a facial tattoo. A tattoo, you say? I really have no idea what you're talking about, you know. As you can see, there are clearly no tattoos on my face, you see. Is that why you're wearing those dumbass goggles? They have to be right there. So that person doesn't match me at all, you know? The person who threatened her, the so-called conductor. I wonder who it is, you know? You have incurred the wrath of the goddess of law. I suggest you watch what you say. Hasn't he incurred your own wrath rather than the wrath of the goddess of law? Jill Crane have been pursuing you just as I have. And I will not let her death be in vain. Crane was, you know, you say that she was pursuing me? My, I didn't really know her that well, you know. I don't mind girls chasing after me, you know, but I don't recall her ever falling for me, you see. Ooh. You didn't know the victim well. That's a testimony we haven't heard up until now. Before the eye of the goddess of law, you shall give us an official testimony. I see. Everyone is bullying me. If you're gonna go that far, well, that's fine, you see. I'll just have to make you disappear. Every last one of you. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall cooperate with you as well. If we let this opportunity slip by, I doubt we will ever get him to stand in court again. Please, do not let this chance go to waste. Yes. I promise I will live up to your expectations. Now then, Blaise the Best, you shall testify regarding the victim. Okay, let's hear about this. The victim, Jill Crane, was a member of the Prosecutorial Investigation Committee, you see? Personally, I didn't really know her that well, you know? Either way, it's not like I had a motive to murder her, you know? I have no idea why she was pursuing me, you see? You intend to deny your guilt until the bitter end, don't you? Of course he does! There's no way Pops could be a criminal! I mean, he's my Pops, you know? He's the very best, like no one ever was! Yes, Sebastian, if you're gonna stick up for me, be sure to have a clear basis, you know? Alright, I got it. I'll clear you of these false accusations, Pops. I believe in you, Pops. We won't lose to someone like Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, yes. You really are pure, you know? That person, he really loves his father, doesn't he? However, one must be able to accept the mistakes of their father. Yeah, I'm sure it took you a while to finally accept how bad your father was, but, you know, whatever. No matter how much they may look up to him. Oh, now I kind of feel bad for her. Each person must atone for their crimes no matter who they are. This is going to be hard for Sebastian, but I simply cannot overlook our father's crimes. His father's. No. Okay, so we know that she was a member of the PIC. We know that. I didn't really know her that well. Let's press on that. So you're saying you weren't very familiar with the victim? That's right. I didn't even know about the bird mark on Crane's hand, you see. You didn't know about the bird mark? Well, you see, even if I had gotten close to her, she would have disappeared soon. It's a pain to remember someone, you know? Where they're just gonna disappear, you see. In other words, only anyone who defies him disappears. I'd like you to add your statement about the victim's bird to your testimony. I only just learned that she had a bird mark on her hand, you see. Let's press on that. Oops, well, let's actually go back to that. I want to hear more about that. Damn it! Hear more about that. So you're saying that you didn't know about the victim's burn. Is that really the truth? You really are persistent, you know. Do you really think I will pay attention to every little wound on a woman's hand? I would think the bird mark on the victim's hand would be hard to miss. Now that you mention it, Jill Crane would regularly wear gloves. I too did not know about the burn until the incident occurred. Jill Crane regularly wore gloves? I thought so. She was probably trying to hide the bird mark, you see. I understand how sensitive a woman can be about these things, you know. I would like you to add your so-called sensitive understanding of a woman to your testimony. Maybe she was always wearing gloves in order to hide the bird mark, you know? Let's press on that as well. So you were aware that she always wore gloves? Well aware. Those gloves were practically her trademark, you see. But I guess they weren't just a fashion statement. She wanted to hide her bird mark, you know? I wonder if that girl over there is also hiding something under her bandages. Huh? I'm not hiding anything. I think you are, you know. You're hiding the face of a criminal. Those words should be directed at someone like you. I shall expose here and now the face of a true criminal. How amusing. Go ahead and try if you think you can. So Jill Crane regularly wore gloves. That's interesting. I shall look over the evidence one more time. So even if she wore gloves, that means that the person must have known beforehand that she had that burn mark. And what stuff showed her burn mark? Besides the autopsy report, we obviously see a burn mark on the victim's hand. But, God, wasn't there anything else? Testimony, maybe? Oh. Oh, wait a minute. The audio. Yeah, someone talks about persons where one of them has a bird mark. And if she was wearing gloves at that time, how did that person know that she had a bird mark? So that means that... Oh, yep. I think we got it. Jill Crane regularly wore gloves. If that's true, then it creates a huge contradiction. Oh? A huge contradiction, you say? I would like you to listen to the voices recorded on this stuffed animal once more. And I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. Silence, huh? I've been waiting for my chance to get revenge all this time. And that's what happened. We were under the impression that this was the moment when the victim was murdered. I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. We thought that this statement was said by the culprit. Isn't that fine? What's the problem, you know? Huh. There's a huge problem with that. If the victim had been wearing gloves from the start, it would have been impossible to see the burn on their hand. That's what I'm thinking. Gloves come off very easily, you know. She could have taken them off during the auction. Well, that's not true. Miss Crane had been wearing her gloves when I took her place. She must have been wearing them before she was murdered. What are you saying? You! Don't you understand the position that you're in? I'm not scared anymore. I have Granny here with me. Blaise, your day of reckoning has finally come. Somehow, it seems like you all want to disappear. Permanently! The only one who will be disappearing here is you, Blaise the Best. Hey, how dare you say that to Pops? Does it really matter if the bird mark was visible or not? It certainly does matter. If the bird mark was visible, then we'd had a complete turnabout of the situation. What are you saying? If the victim's bird mark was invisible, what exactly does that tell you? Not to say the victim didn't have a bird mark, because, well, we know that she does. Can't say there really isn't any bird marks, but I guess it can also mean that the culprit themselves also has one. I think we might know what caused it, actually. Sebastian, turn your way of thinking around. If the victim was wearing gloves, then her bird mark could not have been seen. In that case, whose bird mark was seen? Someone else's bird mark? Precisely. The culprit must have had a bird mark as well. In other words, I knew who you were right away. You can't hide that burn from me. The person who said this was not the culprit, but the victim. What? And now I was trying to think that, you know how, what's her name? Lotta said it, maybe the person had like a facial tattoo. Someone said, oh no, Karen said that person has a facial tattoo. I don't think it's a tattoo, but maybe that's the bird mark itself. Sebastian, could you please step aside? Edgeworth? Well, your reasoning up until now was just a figment of your imagination, you know? The culprit had a bird mark? Where was it, you know? If you can't answer that, then your logic doesn't hold up, you know? Where was the culprit's bird mark? I wonder where the bird mark could have been. During the auction, wasn't everyone wearing a disguise? Indeed, during the auction, everyone should have been dressed in a particular way. If the bird mark was still visible under those conditions, then... Now, why don't you show us? Where was the culprit's burn? You'll have to show me the proof, you see. Like I said before, didn't Karen say that for some reason there was both straight when we were... Oh, wait a minute. Crap, where does it say that, you know, the person had a facial tattoo? Wouldn't it still be Karen's testimony? Could you take a look at this piece of evidence? Oh crap, I messed it up. Yeah. Shoot. Guess that's not right. Freaking animal. Where else could it be? She had in her hand. Oh, here we go. That's where it was. Had a facial tattoo. There we go. It was what the conductor was wearing during the auction. In other words, the outfit you were wearing at the time. What can you figure out from the clothes alone? The conductor had been wearing a white suit, white gloves, and a mask. His attire had covered up most of his skin. However, according to Miss Jensen's testimony, the conductor's mask exposed a small part of his face. In addition, while she thought there had been a tattoo there, it's possible that she simply mistook the bird mask for a tattoo. A bird mark on his face? That's all very stimulating. What the hell's that word? Scintillating. Skin? Either I say that. Whatever. but I'm afraid you're getting excited over nothing, you know? None of the PIC members have any birthmarks on their faces, you see? Naturally, that includes me as well, you know? Huh? Pops? But... Sebastian, could you please be quiet? If you're an idiot, then act like one, you know? He knows something. Normally, Sebastian's a nuisance to everyone around him. But this time, I owe him my gratitude. That reaction from Blaise's own son. It reveals the truth more clearly than anything else. Thanks to him, I am confident my reasoning is correct. I know who that unidentified piece of evidence belongs to. I wonder what's wrong with that prosecutor. Usually Sebastian is slower to arrive at the truth than anyone else. However, this time he has probably figured it out. His own father is a criminal. Since he knows the truth, he's in pain, isn't he? If he didn't know the truth, he could have remained blissful in his ignorance. Okay, we are here in order to pursue the truth. It doesn't matter what path my reasoning takes. The important thing is to arrive at the truth. Once before, when I lost faith in my reasoning, you said that to me when showed me the way. This time, I shall show you the truth. You are innocent. I also want to know the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, please tell me. Yes, that's the spirit. It's impossible, you know, for all of you. I mean, just where could I possibly have a bird mark? It's nowhere to be found, you see. There's no evidence to prove that I'm the culprit, you know? Well, that's right. There's no contradiction at all. There's no way there could be a contradiction. Not for my pops. Sebastian, I understood why you don't want to admit it. However, if you avert your eyes from the truth, you will regret it forever. Pops, just what should I do? Huh. I really wonder why you're such an idiot, you know? Sebastian, if you really want to save me, you'll have to try a little bit harder, you see? Gotta use your head, you know? Honestly, you really are a useless idiot. No way! But I tried real hard. I tried my best, Pops. I went to school you told me to go to, reached to the top of my class just like you told me to. Just look at his jacket. Only someone who graduates at the top of his class gets to wear it. I did everything you told me to do. That's how I got to be the best in the academy. I even won all those awards just so I could be like you, Pops. You really are such an idiot, you know? God, I feel terrible for him. You know those gold stars you got in your tests? I made the teachers give them to you. Every speech and debate contest, all the judges were my friends. You know, Sebastian, if you weren't even able to notice something like that, you're really not worthy of being called my son, don't you think? I'm gonna... Oh my god, this is terrible. Oh, even my son has disappeared. Oh my, it's enough to make me cry, you know? He was trying his best for me, and yet he was totally useless, you know? You are truly a despicable person. As a chairman of PIC and as a father, even I feel sorry for that foolish prosecutor. Poor Mr. Prosecutor. Blaise the Best, you? Just what do you think of your own son? He's just a useless pawn, you see? Whoa now. Maybe you should look into them in the mirror before you criticize me, you know? I mean, even you! You also used Sebastian to get close to me, didn't you? I cannot deny that. However, he is not a mere pawn. He always tries to do his very best, even if the results aren't up to par. I've seen just how seen how hard he tries. Yet you refuse to even acknowledge it. That kid is no good, you see. No matter what he does or is told to do. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I shall leave this offering to the goddess of law to you. Deliver her divine judgment against Blaise the Best. Yes, that was my intention from the beginning. If there was a birthmark on the conductor's face, then Blaise the Best must be hiding it. What was he wearing during the auction? That is, the key to revealing the truth. Well then, allow me to hear your answer. Please show a piece of evidence that proves the culprit had a burn mark on his face. Oh crap, I can't... I hate this part. I hate how you can't pause during this. I should have paused a little bit earlier. I didn't know this was going to happen, though. I want to save the rest for the next episode, because I'm not sure how much longer this is going to be. So, show a piece of evidence that proves the culprit had a burn mark on his face. And honestly, didn't Karen say she... Wait a minute. The wigs. Maybe he had one? I know it says she left unused, but maybe he did that so he can hide something? Maybe. I think this is it. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and present this. Which seems right. Okay, it's right. But in the next episode, I'll finish this off because, one, I'm probably going to be busy in a few minutes. I'm probably going to finish this another day, which sucks. Seems like I'm very close here. But, yeah, I guess we'll finally, well, get back at Blaise here. My God, he's such an asshole. I still feel terrible for what's his name? Sebastian. He tries and tries and tries, and his father's a jackass. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2: Prosecutor's Path. I'll see you guys later.